Okay, it's late January. I'm down in the section of the orchard which used to be Bramley's, and I'm grafting it over to cider. That's another story. Today I want to look at the issue of ongoing pruning, formative pruning of trees that you're grafted over to turn them to a different variety. Now obviously this is different from the formative pruning that you would do on a young tree that you were raising from a rootstock. This was a Bramley apple. It grew over at a funny angle, was cut down, and blah blah. It's growing at a funny angle, but it's alive and healthy. That's okay. A bit eccentric. This has been grafted over to Harry Master's Jersey, a popular cider apple variety. There's a graft there, and there. Now let's take a look at the tree. And this was grafted, I think, 3 years ago. It's grown tremendously. In fact, I can see, if you trace out from the outer bit, you can see a really nice strong pencil of wood coming back, rather long pencil. That was the 2013 growth. Below that is the 2012 growth, which goes back to here. So this was grafted just 2 years ago. And it's grown tremendously because it's making these strong roots and trunk. Okay, how am I going to prune this? Go back to basics, study the tree. What do you notice about this tree? Go on, I'm actually asking you. What do you notice about this tree? Okay, it's got very strong, vigorous, upright growths. They're very well feathered. These are the feathers, if you like, lots of side branches. They're quite a lot of fruit bud, but it's too thick, right? The tree is growing, it's very upright indeed, and there are too many branches growing too close together. So what I'm going to do here is thin out these branches in order to optimize the spatial location of the ones which remain. Now this I'm very happy with. Looking at this has got quite a good angle. This is growing outwards, filling space, lots of laterals, lots of fruit bud. These will form laterals. You know, I might just snick one of those out because they're in each other's way, but I'm not very bothered about that. I'm going to leave those alone, and this one I'm going to leave alone as well. This is a bit more problematic. I mean, here, this of the 4 branches, this one has got 4 tall uprights, and this has 3. So what I'm going to do is remove a few of those. And the most obvious one, you probably already guessed, is this fellow here, this one, because that's growing right up into the middle of the tree, and it's just a bit too much space. Now I could take it off just down there, and that wouldn't be wrong. But because I don't want to have a cut which just might possibly get a canker on it quite as close in as that, I'm going to do a slightly less radical cut. I'm going to take this off here. I'm moving slowly because I don't want to whiz through and cut the branches beyond. Okay, so there we are. I'll lay that down because actually this has got some very good cyan wood on it, and this I'll be sending out to some of the people who have requested Harry Master's Jersey, which is a really very good cider apple. Where to next? I think I might take a radical cut actually. Yeah, I'll take this clean out here, I think. You may have noticed I'm not wearing gloves. That's because I left them at home. Always forgetting something. Okay. I've just made 2 cuts, 2 quite radical cuts. What you're not going to see me doing is going up that tree on a ladder and going snip, 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 all the way around, because I just can't be bothered, and I don't think it's helpful. That's not how I prune. I often use this illustration of the hand. So this is how you prune. Okay, take that one clean out, take that one clean out, and leave those 3 alone. And this is roughly what I'm doing here. I'm just wondering if I need another cut. It's a fairly good general rule. If in doubt, it's better to do slightly too little than slightly too much. Walking around a tree to get a perspective. I'm looking for the nearest I can get to symmetry. Should I take this one out? I don't know what I think I'm going to do. I like this branch, and I like that one. Those two are maybe a little bit too near the middle. I'll just take those out. Right, and that incidentally gives me a nice bit of cyan wood. I'll take that home and label it. I'll get about 20 or more graftable cyans out of those, and that's all that this was 2 years ago. 4 little sticks of cyan wood I grafted in. All right, I'm going to call that a wrap. Just tidy that up, right? Cut that. Yep, that's it. That's all I'm doing there. I'll just remove this while I'm at it. Just reinforce the lesson. Being careful not to mix the wood up. This is the same sort of style. Somerset red streak. This has grown very well, isn't it? I'm not going to do much to this. What I think I'm going to do is take this clean out. Be very careful not to mix the wood up and send people the wrong wood. You see I've sawn that to an outward facing branch. This is a little bit too upright. I think I'm going to do the same there. Oh, so I'm going to reach up quite high to do this. Quite a tall tree. Cider trees you don't mind growing tall because you pick the fruit up off the ground, and every cider makers do that. It's perfectly okay. A little bit of sulphite and wash the fruit. A little bit of sulphite, yeast, no problem. Yes, while I'm at it, I think if I just do the same operation up here. No, I'd like to reach that one. No, I'll do it here. This will be okay. Right. I'll leave a few of those more central uprights. I've just made the tree slightly more goblet shaped, slightly more outward looking. And over here, this is Yarlington Mill, and this is one I grafted last year. This is a Bramley. It didn't get grafted at the same time as the others. What I did was I came on and made some very radical saw cuts. 2 years ago, it sent up a lot of shoots. I grafted onto some of the shoots and I left others. You can see there's a graft point. That's a saddle graft. You can see that was what was grafted in, and that's what it's done in 1 year. There's a rind graft. This is a saddle. That is a cleft graft, I think. How you choose to make which graft depends on all sorts of things. I've discussed that before. Make sure to remove any wood that is coming back from below the graft, wood of the original tree, which here was a Bramley. And I'm not going to prune this one right now. I'm going to let it grow away, I think, for another year. But also, I don't want to confuse things. I've got 2 hands, okay, so I'm going to resheath my saw, and I'm going to pick up, in my right hand, I'm going to pick up the wood from the Somerset Red Streak. In my left hand, I'm going to pick up the wood from the, what was it? Forgotten already. Harry Masters jersey. And then I'm going to wander up, label them, and take them home. And some of you will be getting these, and Wouldn't it be great to think that 10 years from now some really good cider will be coming from them?